So I went and saw this very beautiful movie in theaters, and I highly recommend any adult to go see it because it's very moving and powerful, and that's the new Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield movie, We Live in Time. The movie follows Omid and Tobias, who are brought together by a very unfortunate accident. But it's an accident that would end up changing their lives. And they embark on a path of love that is interrupted by Omid's ovarian cancer diagnosis. But during these trying times, they end up learning to cherish every single moment they have together in their relationship. The movie is directed by John Crowley, who also directed Brooklyn back in 2015, a movie that I didn't personally watch, but I was very excited for this movie, and it delivered on all sorts of levels. We Live in Time has a very interesting story structure in which it's non-linear storytelling throughout the entire thing. We go from person to person, from time to time, and it all merges together very beautifully. Now, a lot of people might not like non-linear storytelling because it could tend to make the movie confusing, especially when they don't put time cards as to how many weeks or years are we in the past, or how many weeks or months or years are we into the future. This movie doesn't do that. It really does a great job making us know what time period that we're in. Now, this relationship strands over the course of a decade in which we see the past, present, and future parts of their love story. And it is one of the most authentic and honest love stories that I've ever seen. Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh's chemistry on screen is very delightful, and they brought so much to the screen. There's a lot of emotion in this movie, but surprisingly, it's pretty funny. A lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. I genuinely was getting ready to cry the entire movie, but I didn't cry until about the very end of it. Now, this movie felt very personal. Not personal in the way that it's personal to the writer or director, but personal in the way that we really got thrown into these people's lives and were connected to them like we were a part of their relationship. Now, of course, we're not part of their relationship, but we're there to experience every good and bad and sad thing that happen in a beautiful relationship. The movie uses comedy to suppress a lot of the sad or hard parts of the movie. Not to get too far into spoiler territory, so if you want to fast forward a little bit after this, but there is a birthing scene in the movie that, surprisingly, even though very stressful, was really funny. It was very, very funny. And that's all I'll say about that. I want you to experience it for yourself in the theaters, but very funny and super authentic. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. Now, I don't think this movie was really particularly designed to bawl your eyes out to it. Obviously, yes, it is very emotional, and, you know, with our empathetic feelings, we will shed a tear for these characters on screen, but it's not dumping all this sort of like trauma or sadness onto you. It's really just telling you, you know, sometimes in relationships, things are bad, things are good, things are just not the way you want things to be, and, you know, sometimes it doesn't go the way that you want it to. And in that case, you know, is the cancer diagnosis to Almut's character, and it's really emotional. There's a really, really, really good scene in this movie in which Almut and Tobias are having, you know, this conversation, and Almut explains that she doesn't want to be remembered as just the mom who had cancer, and that really hit. I mean, that's something that I feel like is not really shown a lot in these kind of movies about parents that are diagnosed with cancer. And it was really sad. You know, in this movie, she's a chef, and she really wants to leave the world knowing that she meant something more than just someone that was dying of cancer. And I think that moment in the movie really solidified this as a very, very well done drama. It captivated me to my core, and I loved every single moment from it. What I will say is that I think the ending of the movie felt a tad bit too rushed, but it wasn't too much to the point where it pulled me out of any sort of part of the movie. It had a really, really nice ending, and I really, really enjoyed it. Back to Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh chemistry on screen, because they really are such a powerful duo in this movie, but I've seen a lot of marketing videos on like YouTube of them doing certain sort of YouTube challenges that channels have, and that when they're together, they honestly seem like they're in love in real life. And obviously, I'm not going to say that starting any sort of like rumors, but they really just seem so connected, and it really shows on screen. It, you know, it's in it. It was great. Even just their relationship in the movie got me teary-eyed. I don't know how much more I can say on that because it was so beautiful. But if you haven't seen We Live in Time yet, I highly recommend going to check it out in theaters. It was a beautiful movie, and it's a sad movie. So if you like sad movies, it's definitely for you. You're definitely going to cry, so make sure to bring some tissues to wipe up those tears. But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos and want to see more of them. But anyways, that'll bring us to the end of the video. I appreciate every single one of you. And remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.